Okay, so Johnson is a seasoned business intelligence consultant and full stack data scientist. He possesses extensive experience in building data products and making data-driven decisions. He's an Azure certified data scientist and holds a data science professional certificate from Explore AI Data Science Academy in South Africa. Johnson's commitment to continuous learning is evident through multiple data-related certifications, and he currently works with MTN Nigeria as a manager visualization in business intelligence. So Johnson, you can, say hi to everybody, introduce yourself better than let people know what you do and your skill sets, and also where you hail from Nigeria, and also share a little bit of your experience before diving into today's topic. So today, Johnson will be taking us on creating calendar and date table in Power BI, more of like, learning time intelligence functions or DAX, in Power BI. Before I will allow Johnson to start the topic, so something I want to say, when we talk about DAX, right, the full meaning of DAX is data analysis expression. So let's look at it in the context of, a guy, that is trying to propose or trying to woo a lady. There's a way you express yourself to that lady and say, this is, I really want you, and things like that. Sorry for using that example. I'm just looking for a way to better explain it. So, yeah, when we say DAX, it's a formula guide that helps us, in expressing ourselves to our data. You express yourself to your data that say, okay, my data, I want you to bring out this for me. I write it based on context of exactly how I want, the result to be like. It depends on how I'm going to write the functions or the formula that is going to bring out the exact context I want. So, Johnson, you can take it up from here now. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Can you confirm you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, all right. Good afternoon, everybody. Johnson is my name. Thank
Please
you,
share your videos, sir.
Okay, you want me to turn on my cam? All right. Give me 3 seconds.
Okay, no problem.
Yes. Oops.
Don't worry, Johnson. If you are not comfortable with sharing your video, you can continue.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Apologies. Can you confirm you can see me a bit?
Yes, we can.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the brief introduction. I would just go straight to, we're already 15 minutes behind. Just have 1 hour and this is 15 minutes gone. So thank you for the brief introduction. Johnson Amodu is my name. Bimbola Fal. Oh, Bimbola. Yes, hi everyone. So I work with MTN Nigeria. I've worked with so some of my few experiences, work with consulting company, work with Octave, work with Blue Chip. I guess some of my Blue Chip persons are already saying hi here. All right, so thank you. And I currently work with MTN Nigeria. So today's focus would actually be on time intelligence. So how to create calendar table. Very importantly, I need to understand my audience. It's very important so that I want everyone to grasp as much as possible. So I need to understand the level of expertise. So we have, if I am new to Power BI, I have less than 3 months of experience with Power BI. Can you just say hi? So I understand the level of expertise. Or Mr. Benga, is it freshers class, right?
We assume it's freshers for everybody. Don't assume that we
Freshers.
have extra. Yes, we have a
I
lot of
shouldn't assume.
freshers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I can go more granular. Okay. Okay. All
Yes.
right. Great. So kindly confirm. Let me share my screen. Uh, Let me share entire here so it makes it very easy for me. Okay. So time intelligence. Yeah. And how to, the main focus will be on creating a calendar table. All right. So as the name implies, time intelligent. So it's just tells me how I can use time, because the truth of the matter is time, the date table is one important table that must be present in all visuals, except you want to do just minor reporting. But if you want to create a dashboard that speaks with time, the calendar table is very, very important. You can't do without it. And this helps you to answer a lot of questions. The idea of building a dashboard is to help users really you want your users, not you now, your patients, you want them to understand a lot of metrics, right? So as it stands, there are 35 in fact time there is a DAX, SQL DAX, yeah, studio website. I think they have about, I think 47 or thereabout. But for Power BI, currently we have 35. We'll not be looking at all of the 35. I'll just run us through it. Then I will put our focus on what are the most, they cut across different level, different level. Who are you presenting to? Are you presenting to executives? The kind of metric you give to them, what is their interest? Are you presenting to the operations team? Yeah, so it depends on, all of these things depends on different teams you work with. And we try as much as possible to make sure that whatever products, because each dashboard you build is a product. Yes, so users are using to interact, just like your website. Yeah, so you need to keep in mind that you are a product designer. You are designing, so you want your users to understand many things without coming to us that we don't understand it. So the importance of time intelligence, it gives us a lot about time. All right. So at the end of today, okay, these are some of the questions interested that your executive will be interested, and also your product users will be interested in seeing what month did I make the most revenue? What's my performance? Yes, I want to measure the performance, the metrics of my business. What the What about my share screen?
You can
Can
see
you see
that
my
too.
shared screen?
It's
You can
up
see my
now.
shared screen too, right?
You can see your share
Okay,
screen now.
okay,
Yes.
okay. All right, great, great. So yeah, there are four major ways at which you can create a date table. The first is creating an auto date table. The next is creating date table using DAX. The third is creating using Power Query. We'll look at each and every one of this. Power Query, oftentimes, I don't like to take Power Query for beginner class because it involves a lot of algorithm and it's a bit complex. So I'll run us through this, but our main focus will be using DAX. All right. Right. So you can import calendar table. Now, in some organizations, or do whatever you want to do. So you can ask each and every one of them one after the other. I will be paid to get along. I'll be pasting this link in the chat area. It's been a while I use which charts. More. Okay, found charts. Thank you. Apologies. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So oh, I'm just checking my chat. Your network is lagging. Apologies. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I would try as much as possible to be audible. Yeah. In case you need a dummy data set, that's a link. We'll be starting with, I have a data set here, a sample data set. I just have the date key, and also we want to look at profits. So we're going practical as well as going theoretical, so we can learn at both ways. So I have the date key, and I also have, for example, this is a dummy data that tells me profit or revenue, or as the case may be, that the organization makes, or whoever you're working with. It's a project. This is just a dummy data, two columns, the date key and the profit key. So I would be jumping straight to creating a new report. And so get data. I'm using Excel sample data, so I'm loading the data. Okay. Yeah. I'm sure everyone can load data. So waiting for that to get completed. I can call this my sales table. Yeah, that's it. I have the date key and I have the profits here. Those are the two columns I'm bringing in as just as a test. So how can I create? The first one is the first method here I have is using auto. I want to use the auto method. Yeah. So how can I use the calendar auto, the automatic method of creating a calendar table? So what I have here, I've pulled in, I've put in date key. I don't have any date table here. So if I use calendar auto, let me create a calendar table now. First is I go to my table two. I want to create a date table. I create new table. Yes, so I call this, just call it date or calendar, whichever one that works. So I can decide to call it dates. So I can decide to use one of the function, very interesting function to use is the calendar auto. And I'll tell you the limitation of calendar auto. So one of the limitation of calendar auto is calendar auto looks at your data model and check, is there any date in any of the tables you have pulled in? What it does is that it goes, checks the earliest date and check the most recent date and create an automated calendar table. Yes, but what I have here is a date key. This is not recognized as date by Power BI. This is whole number, that's integer. That's my data type. So this is not a date, so I can't convert it to throw error because it's not in a date format. And in the real sense, in the real life, fully, most of the data you are getting will be raw. So you might not have your dates coming as date. It might come in as just a date key most times. Yeah. So most persons will preserve their date as a date key. But in situations where you are able to pull in your date and time, then what it does is it automatically detects the calendar auto will look at the earliest and the most recent, then create a date table. Now, because I don't have that, so I have to manually impute. That's when I use the calendar. So let me just explain this. So the calendar function, we're starting with the use of automated method. So the calendar function is used to create a custom table. It means you are customizing. Why the calendar auto function? It helps to automatically generate. So it checks your data model, yeah, and checks the date. So for this, I need two things. I need the start date and I need the end date. There are different ways at which I can achieve this. First is I can manually encode. It means I can impute to decide to say, okay, so for my date table, I can say, let me enter my start date. I want date table to run from the beginning of this year. That's 2024. I'm starting with dates. So I need to create a manual date. My year is 2024. The month, I'm beginning with 1. You can do 0, 1, or 1. The same thing. They mean the same. And I'm starting with the first day. Yeah, so that's it, my start date. Then my end date as well. My end date will be, if I decide to use, this is 2024, the end of the year. I'm just assuming, or I want to create it to date. Today says that this is 1st of June. June is 06. So I can decide to say 06 or 01 or 6. Both of them works. So it generates it for me. That's the first step. So I already have all of my date table here. So when we are creating a date table, there are some things that we should put in mind so we don't run into error. What are the factors that make a dimension table a dimension table? I'll read them out. I have them in the slide. I will share the slide at the end of today's presentation. First, that it must have a column of date type dates. Yeah, that's one. Another important thing is that it must contain unique values. It means that I kind of have a double 6th of June. It's not possible. I can't have a double of 6th of June, and I can as well not have a double date. So it means that each day would have a unique record. Unique. Another, it must not be blank, must not contain blank, it must not contain missing dates. So it must, so it must span through, no missing dates. That's another. And it must span through across year. Yeah, because very importantly, we'll be measuring our performance. What's my performance from year to date, month to date? Very important. And it's very important that you mark it as a date table. So Power BI is knowing that, oh, this is my date table. Now, how can I mark? Oftentimes, there are many times you might need to import, create 3 or multiple tables. It depends on whatever you want to achieve. So it's important to tell Power BI that, oh, make this, mark this. I just have that option here. So for example, I have multiple tables, multiple date tables, but I need to tell Power BI that this is my date table. So let's see what happens when I do that. So it's already marked. So I mark this as it's marked already. So I can try to select the column. Yeah, it's marked successful. So it's identified this as my date table. What happens is this changes. So this is the intelligence that tells the system each time I'm saying, go check previous month to date, is coming to this guy here. This is his reference point. It's coming to this guy to check what do I have in this guy. Yeah. Okay, so those are the important. Sorry, I'm rolling too fast. Just tell me so I can speed down. It's lagging. Kindly increase your font size. Is it necessary to indent? To indent? Okay, to indent. No, it's not necessary. Now, as a developer, you're a Power BI developer, it's important that we understand some custom rules for developers. Now, indenting is one thing that makes your code very easy to read. There's what we call PEP. What's that PEP number again? Yeah, so code style of coding. So it depends on whatever you agree. But oftentimes, it's preferable you use indent so that it's easier to read. If you don't use indenting, it's fine, it's great. But so, because oftentimes you're working with multiple persons, you can hand over your role, you move. Whenever one person needs to tweak, it's easier for the person. And also you can as well do commenting too. Very, very important. Those are the reasons why we do that. Apologies, I will not be able to take all of your questions. I missed my classes. I would like to take it at the end of the class. Would that be fine? But you can continue to post them. Great. Okay, so let me test another. For example, from 2022, I put 2022 here. Yeah, I can try to say, just give me from May. Then I hit on this button, it generates it for me. Yeah, so this is not the only thing I need. I also need more columns, like month. I need month. I need to see the year. I need to see quarter. And how do I do all of this intelligence? Yeah, how do I do all of this intelligence? Very, very easy. I just need to add a new column. Now, how do I add a new column? I simply use a function. But before I move there are also different ways. For example, you want to pull in a table. And because this is revolving, you want it such a way that when users refresh, you are having a mind of, I'm deploying this product and it must be automated. When I impute this manually, it means that this 2024, as soon as it is July, I will have problem with my dashboard. So I need something automated that would keep on refreshing as soon as the data keeps coming in. So one thing we can do is we can use functions like, I can use function like mid, beginning, left. I need to check each time you put in a table. Don't forget that each time users refresh this sales table. So what I want to do is I want to add code. I want to say each time you put in a table, pick the first date. The first date here is 2023-05-01, and also give me the last date. So when I check this, my first date here is saying that 1st of May 2023, and the last date here is telling me that 31st of May 2024. So I want it automated such a way that each time the data is coming in, just go to that table, generate date from it. So how do we do that? There's a function that helps you to get that. And that function is, yes, you can do left. So there's what we call left, mid, and right. The left means I want to check the year of whatever I've pulled in. So I check the left. The left of what? I put the table. The table is sales table. Yeah, I do a left of the sales table. Yeah, so the sales table, what did I call it? Yeah, sales table. That's the date key. And sales table. Sorry. Date key. Let's open brackets. Yes, date key. Check number of characters. So check 4. That gives me the year. How can I split 2023 0501? Just let me get a notepad so that I explain what I'm trying to do, so it doesn't look gibberish. Okay, so the format I'm pulling is 2024, 2023 0501. This is my month and this is my day. So this is my first 4 characters starting from the left, right? This is mid. It means I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2 characters, and my right will be 2. So let me explain. Kindly let me know if what I'm saying is not clear. Just hint me on the chat area. All right, so I'm doing a left. Check the date. I want my year. So my year would be my left of this guy. How many characters do I have? 4 characters. So I want to check the middle. The mid function will tell me to check how many characters do I want to leave to the left. So I want to leave 4 characters and I want to add 2 characters. So this would give me the month, and for the day, I simply say do right. This is what I want to translate into that. All right. Okay. Yeah. So to get the yeah, I simply do would be let me use indenting so it makes it clearer. I need to get my month. My month sales is my network not good.
You know what?
Okay, so yeah, yes. So I need to take the left. It needs a text, so I would get the minimum of. I'm getting the column. The column is date key. Yes, date key. Give me 4 characters. This represents my year. This would represent do meet. Gets me the minimum for the date key table. Okay, I think I need a comma here. Yes, so minimum gets me the date key. Yeah, so check the 4th, and also from the 4th position, give me 2. Yeah, returns the smallest. Okay, yeah, for this guy here. And give me the start position is on the 4th position. Give me 2 characters that represent my month. And for the day, give me left of the minimum. I'm also doing the sales date key. Date key and give me 2 characters. Yeah. So this guy is off now. This closes this guy, this closes this guy, this closes this guy, and this closes this guy. Have I missed out something? Yeah. No, right, not left again. Left, so this guy will be right. Okay, don't mind this. Okay. Don't have it excessive. I don't think so. Calendar. Left. So it's one of the advantage of indenting. Get me the date of this guy. Okay. And get me the dates. Okay, that's the start date. I will do the same thing too for the end date. Okay. Yeah. So my end date, I can decide to then, manually do that, or I repeat the same thing. Just I will do copy and paste. This time around, I'll be using max. So min is to give me the lowest. I will do the same. So this time around, I'll be getting the max. So get me the maximum value for all. Okay. Single value for this key. Okay. Hard column. I'll be putting in the hard column so that, should too many arguments. Hard column function. The function is 3. How 3? Indenting. Just a minute. Let me indent this guy so I can. Dates. Get mid. Get right. This is for this. This is for this. I didn't close this guy here. Okay. And the next is give me the dates left hand side of this guy. Give me the right hand side. Then hard column. Yeah. Hold on, let me check this error message. Okay, let me do year today. Pick year for today. Sorry, pick year for today. Let's make this pick 12th of this year and pick 31st of this year. Section end left, mid, then right is covered. Okay, let me check on this later so I don't overflog this class. Let's do hard column, calendar auto. Let's just use calendar. Let's define my start dates. 2023 0101. Then let me define my end dates. 2024 1231. There are things we need to get done. Okay. Okay. All right. So I need to add more values. I need to extract month. So how do I extract month? I use the add column function. So for me to get the year, simply check here would be to get my year, extract my year, format the dates table, although I'll be using the hard column. The hard column helps me to add more column to the table. So it tells the table to add more column. Excuse me. Okay. So format my dates and extract year. So okay, let me use year directly. Year works here. I can use year of my dates. Yeah. Year of date table. Use date of dates. Okay. Okay. It should be fine. Okay. Yeah. Apologies. To get your month, the same thing. You type get the month for the date table. Since that's identified this, yeah, that's identified this guy has the dates table. So I have my dates. Month should come in. Yeah, so it gives me the month they represent. And if I need to, this gives me the month number. Let me call this the month num. All right. So if I need to get the month name, I need to get the month name. I simply use format. Format tells me how the month name. I need to write yeah, it gives me like a formatting, yeah, kind of thing. So we'll check that together. I want my date to be okay, so for my year stands for YY. We use MM for month, and we use DD for day. So for my month, I'll be using MMM, not the MMM, you know. Yeah. So I'm formatting this guy this way. I will comma here. Okay. Yeah, it gives me the month in the short form. So if I need the month in the full form, I have this. It gives me months in the full form, so I can get all of the months in the full form. Because of our time, so there are other things that we also need. The quarter, how to have quarter two as well. I will just I have them done here. I'll do a lot of copy and paste so that we can let me do that in a minute, right away. Then yeah, so this helps me to get the quarter. Yeah, I have all of this. Our time is so limited, it's 5:48. So quarter would help me to get, this is the format for quarter, to extract quarter. This is to get day of week, month, etc. Now, main focus for the day, I've gotten my main table. You can do a lot of formatting. You want your dates to appear in a different format. You play around this YYY, Y for year, M for month, and D for days. Okay. So our main focus would center around how to work on month to date, previous month to date, etc. Because that's very important metrics that your users, product users want to see. So we've gone past this. Okay, here's the DAX. Oh, I have the formula here. So, and for Power Query, I put this on hold because it's a lot of algorithm. All right. So our main focus today is I want to see users, your business people want to see what's my performance, what's my month to date as compared to previous month to date, and what's the variance. It means that how well am I performing well? How can I reach? That's what we're calling average to business them. You can decide to use month to date. Some big organizations use business plan. My total sales for month to date on a card, and everyone can hear me. Hi, everyone. Everyone hear me? My goodness, am I still in this meeting? Hi, everyone. Hi. Hello, hi. Okay, great. Sorry about this. This is not terrible rectified. Good afternoon. I don't understand how you came up with the formatting. Okay, continue, we can hear. Okay. All right, okay. Would not understand how I came up with the formatting. Well, I'm trying to manage time. So please permit me, if I need to explain all of this, it will take a lot of time. So what I did was for the formatting, there are ways at which you can format a date. The most important thing is you have marked it as a date table, so it becomes intelligence and it's making reference to it. So to get your quarter, there are ways you can format something. It means the way I want it to look like. For example, I can decide to say, let me use this column as an example. I'm coming to this format column. I need to format this guy. I only want to see, if I only want to see, for example, I want to see just yeah. I want to see yeah. I want to see today is, let me use today as an example. I want to use 1st of May. I want my date to be like this, to tell me 1st May 2024. There are ways I can do it. If I want my date to tell me, no, I don't want it this way. I want my date to say 01 May 2024. Let me give you other ways we can represent dates. I will take one, you do the rest. I can represent my date as today is first, today is Saturday, right? I can try to do Saturday, 1st May 2024. I can try to do Sat, comma, watch. I can try to do Sat, comma, 1st May 24. Different ways. So it's formatting. I can try to say, okay, just I want to see the day number. Just tell me today is 01 and give me Saturday. That's all. That's all I want to see. So it's formatting. It's formatting that helps you to derive all of this. So we'll come back to this. I'll use this column as an example. Now, this is a date column. I'm coming to this formatting. I want to do this first one here. Am I sharing the whole of my screen? I'm not sure. Am I sharing the whole of my screen? No, I'm not sure. Okay, let me repeat this. Okay, so there are different ways at which I can, show this. Let me make this a comment. Okay, so there are different ways. First, I might decide to represent this as 1st May 2024. So what I do is I come to this format. Let's use this. I have first. The first represents DD. See? DD, space. No, that should be a triple D space. My month in full. Month in full is triple M. And my year in full is 4Y. So I have that already. No, this should be DD. DD is first. Yeah. So I can decide to have it this way. This represents the second. So that's what formatting does. So I can decide to say, okay, I want the day of the week to reflect day, comma. Yeah, I can decide to put the day of the week, just abbreviation. I can decide to put the full day of the week. That's 4 Ds. Don't mind the hairs. That's 4 Ds. All of this, you would be familiar with them with time. You can play around them. I can decide to have the full day. Yes. So I can decide to say, no, I want to see the full month. I have different formatting. So I can decide to say, I want to see the full month. Yeah. So, yeah, this is it. So I need someone to tell me how I would represent, how will I represent? Okay, I want my date to look like this. This means commenting. I want my date to be 01-May-24. Who can help me with that on the call? 01. So what will be my formatting? What will be my formatting? What will my formatting look like? Yeah, so I'm passing 4 things here. I'm passing day, hyphen, month, hyphen, year, or hyphen, year. So I need someone to help me with the answer to this on the chat area. So I know everyone understand what formatting is. Do I have my answers? The font is too small, please. Please, I can't see anything. Okay. Yeah, I see better this way. If you need something urgently, you can speak up so I can hear. Yeah. Is it better this way? Is it good? No one is saying anything. Okay, everyone is on.
It's because they are
full-time
moved
notes,
to.
please.
I was the one that moved them.
Okay, please give them.
Because of the
Okay,
background, people
please
used to cause
let's.
background noise a lot. That's why.
Okay,
Let me
I needed
unmute
to
those that are
know.
raising up their hand.
Okay.
Akishino Shegun.
Yeah,
Okay,
hello.
yes, I can see Didi. Hi, Shegun.
Yeah, okay. I just typed that.
Hi, Shegun.
Yes. Okay,
Okay,
hi,
Didi
Johnson.
Okay, let's try that. Didi, let's see what comes up. Didi YY. How many
No,
Y's? Okay,
no,
was
my
that
hem
correct?
is
No.
M is
3,
4.
3, right? Yeah,
My hem.
I'm almost close, but I'm not there. I'm not
Yeah,
there
my
because
hem
I
is
didn't put
4. Can
iPhone.
you hear me?
Okay, your hem is 4. All right, great.
Yes.
I can hear you. Great, thank you. The hem
Yes,
is 4. So
my
they
Y
are
is 2.
formatting. Your Y is 2. Brilliant. Okay. Yes, your Y is 2. Your hem is 4. Did you get it? Let's look at this column. No, we didn't because we missed out our iPhone. So we are supposed to have iPhone. So yes. So when I had iPhone, it makes it this way. So that's what the formatting does. It helps you to do a lot of manipulation. You want to see month, year. So I would have that. I'm formatting. Triple D tells me the day of the week. Double D is giving me the date. Double M will give me the month number. Triple M will give me the month, but in abbreviated, just 3 words. 4M will give me the full month. 2Y will give me the Y, abbreviated just the last two digits of the year. So all of this contains different formatting we can achieve. Yeah, so I hope the concept of format is clear. Why I decide to just do all of this, right? Yeah, just need it. If you're good, thumbs up on the chat area. If you're not, so I can retake it. Yes, I only have 1 yes. Yes, please. Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, yes, it's better. All right, thanks. Yeah, so the next step is I want to measure. Most times, the most used metrics, I need to be honest with you, most used metrics you need time for is all of these guys here. I want to see how well am I doing this month as against last month. Is my revenue going down? What do I need to do? How am I doing as this quarter compared to last quarter? Because at the end of the financial year, what you present, what the C execs, that's why I say it depends on the level of who you are doing the dashboard to. What they want to present, what they want to see is at the end of the year, did I perform better than last year? Those are very important. So we'll be looking at all of these 6 metrics and how can I get my month to date, my quarter to date, my year to date, the percentage variance, and how can I visualize it? So I would be starting with the month to date. Another important thing is to keep data format well arranged. I prefer to keep all of my measures in a table. So how do I do this? I come to table tools, new table. I create all my measures. I like to put all my measures here. Equals to, I just give it a serials and call it blank. That's a blank. I'm just trying to create a table for it. It's a placeholder. So it gives me a blank table. So all of my measures will be created here. Yeah. So a new measure is I want to check my month to date. What is my month to date sales? That's the sales table, right? What do I have on that sales table again? Profits. So is it profits? Okay, month to date profits. Let's call it month to date profit. I want to get month to date. I call it MTD, my month to date profits. Now, month to date profits. Now, how do I get my month to date profits? Please kindly confirm I'm still audible and my screen is still shared. Everyone, kindly confirm I'm still audible. Okay. Now, that brings us to some measures that we'll be using.
Hello, Johnson.
Which is hello, yeah.
Since they cannot see us, maybe you should share and reshare, share and reshare again.
No one can see my screen.
Wow. They didn't see what you were doing since.
My goodness.
It's the network.
When my goodness.
You can share your screen again now. Share it again.
Okay. Okay. So where did my screen go off? Did you get, when I was saying why? Did you get all of this? Did anyone get all of this? I just need you to give a thumbs up or yes in the chat area. Please, I can't see anything in the front. Okay. Yes, we did your audible. I cannot see your screen. Oh, 6 p.m. I don't understand. Yes, it's better. Yes, we did. Yes. Okay. You got that. All right, great. Okay. So the next is I want to create a measure. I'm calling that measure my month to date profit. I want to see how well I've performed in this month. It means I'm adding all of my month to date profit together. Yeah. So what are those functions I would be using? All right. So first, I need to get my total sales. So it makes it very easy for me. How do I get my total sales? Let me do my total sales first. My total profits, rather. Total profit then becomes a sum. I'm getting a sum. Yes, there's a function called sum to get the sum of my profit from the sales table. So I'm going to my sales table. As soon as I type the name of the table, it gives me all of the column present. I want to get my profits. What profit did we make? So this becomes my total profit. It's a measure. So this is my total profits. The next thing I need to do is I need to get my month to date profits. How much have I made? How do I put this together? Now, it's very important that to get my current month to date, I need to use 3 functions. I'll talk about them: the calculate function, the total MTD function, and the date MTD function. Now, how do they work? The calculate function, the calculate function help me to do any calculation. It's just like you're opening a new placeholder, just do a calculation. It helps me to do calculation. So it's very important. Each time you're trying to do any calculation, you start with the calculate function. So it means you are telling Power BI that I need to calculate something. So go ahead to do the calculation. All right. So to get my current, I do the total MTD. There's a function. I use my calculate function. It means calculate, just like a calculator. This is your calculator now. So my calculator calculates my total MTD. It's what we call total MTD. It's a function. Now the total MTD would accept how many arguments? It accepts one major argument. When you see theta 1, it means those ones are optional. Now the total month to date of what? Total month to date of what? So I need to put the expression. I need to get total month to date of the profits. I've already done my total profits. So I can decide to say my total profits. That's my measure. All right. So I need to impute the dates. I need to put the date table. It means I need to reference what date table am I looking at. You have told me to measure this. So what date table am I looking at? Now I'll be passing in another function there. And that function is the date month to date. That's the date MTD. Now the date MTD so the date MTD is like you are telling Power BI to get just minimize filter. It's like a mini filter, returns the date, a particular date month to date. It means that what it will do for this kind of situation is it looks at what date are we? Today is 1st of June. So it goes to 1st of June. If, for example, today is, I'm assuming today was actually 31st, which was yesterday. If today is actually 31st of May, it looks at the 1st of May, filter all my records, filter that date table, and give me from 1st to 31st. So it means that I'm assuming that today is actually 15th of June. If today was 15th of June, what the date month today will do is that it looks at the current month, gets me from the beginning of the month down to where I am. So what I need to do is just pass in my date table. So very important, you need to mark your date table. So this is where I'm not using indenting this time around, but it's if you decide to use indenting, it's very good for developers. It helps you to see clearly what has been used. So my total MTD helps me to calculate the sum of total profits. Now you need it takes two functions. What are the things do you want me to calculate on? What are the things you want me to do the calculation on? I can decide to say, okay, if I don't have the total profits, I can decide to say, okay, do the sum yourself. So do the sum of, go to my date table and go to not date table, rather, go to my profits table. So profits, no, go to my sales table and get my profits. Do the sum of the sales table and do profits. Yeah. So I can tell it to do this for me. Yeah, but because I've done this is a measure, I've calculated this, so there's no point recalculating again. I already done the sum of this, but this also works as well. All right. So when I mark this, I create a visual to see what number I would have. What number do I have there? Month to date profits. For this card, let me check. No, it's a filter. This is a card. So my month to date, yes, I'm having blank. The reason why I'll be having blank is my table here, sales table. My sales table here, the last record I have here was actually yesterday. So it means record for today is yet to come in. But it will be so improper to have blank. So how then do we make this to tell 0? It means that I don't have record for this month. Okay, so what I simply do is I just had a +0 to it. Yeah, so it makes it 0. So it means that I don't have record for this month. And you need to also tell the users that, oh, I need to check, put a slicer here to tell the users the last date or record you had here. So pull in the date table here, pull it in, and you come here, instead of putting the earliest date, you put the latest date. So this tells the user, so I can format this, this tells the user that, oh, this is the latest record, or this is the last record. I can as well format this guy to tell the users, because I'm a developer. So at the end of it, I want to try as much as possible to tell them, why should I have 0 profits? Just tell them that that's the last record. You can call this last record. Yeah. So make this last record, and you turn off titles on. You turn off the category label. Okay, so I want to reformat this I want to change the formatting of the date key such that, what's the time? 6 p.m. already. Okay, I'm changing this guy such that I just need to tell me dates, DD, MMM, then the YY. Yes. So this guy will change here. Yeah. So it tells me that, okay, the reason why I'm having this is the last record should not be this. A minute. Let me do a filter. This, I'm supposed to pull this guy in. Yeah. This key. Not count of date key. I need to give me the max. Spent out. Okay, so this tells me that the last record I have here is 2024, and we already, so I don't have any record. That's for the month to date profit. Okay, so another thing that we can measure is, let's get our quarter to date. Now, I will use the same approach. Let me ask first from the audience. I understood how I got month to date. Just give me a thumbs up or yes in the chat area so that I can roll on. Let me zoom this guy out. Yeah. Or do you want me to retake it? Start from the new measure part. Okay, yes. We did not get where you said you would put them in a table. Okay. Okay, start from retake, please. All right. Let me slow down now. Okay, so I'll retake this. Let me delete this guy here. Delete from model. All right, so I'm retaking it. So one important thing is I like to put all my measure in a table. So what I need to do is I create a blank table to put all my measure. So your measures can be put in a folder. You can create folders for them, but I like to put them in a table. So what I do is, the first thing I do is I create a blank table. Now, how do you create a blank table in Power BI? Very easy. I simply come to new table. So I'm giving that table, I want all my measures to be attached to it. All measures equals to. So what I do is, because it's a table, your table will be expecting columns and rows, right? So what I do is I make this a serial. Yeah. So I'm telling you that this will be a serial, but my serial will be a blank item. It's like yeah, a serial means that yeah, when I have them in lists, I'm supposed to have like list of columns. So I just want it to be blank. So generally, this is the function we use. So it creates a blank table. So this is a table, there's nothing in it. So what I do is I only use this table as my place measure. That's the way I prefer to work. Yours might be different. I like to put all my measures together. Yeah, so I don't have it scattered in all tables, because there are times you need to hide some columns. Some persons prefer to hide all columns. They only want to see the measures they've created. So I can decide to hide this table when I hide this guy too. So when I come here, I'm only seeing my measures. So this is the only thing I'm dealing with. So different people with the way they work. That's the reason I said how to create a blank table is just call this blank. And the next thing, did we all get how to create a blank table? I need a yes from the crowd. As soon as I get 3 yes, I'm good to go. Yes, am I getting 3 yes? We did not retake. Am I getting retake again? Okay, yes. Why this thing keeps going? Okay, yes, good, great. Okay, so we can move on now. Now, another thing that we need to consider is, how can I get my month to date? It's quite unfortunate that today is first, and the records I have, okay, let me manually impute from the source table. Let me put, so I can refresh. So what I'm saying is clear to you. All right, so let me just put a record. Let me put 2024. This was the dummy data I used, 0601. Yeah, 0601. Let me assume that I even have a lot of records. Let me make that assumption. This is 02. Oh, I'm not showing you all my screen. I'm trying to pull in more data, just create more dummy data so that you understand. Okay. Okay, so let me refresh this table. So I have more. Refresh minutes, refresh data. Yeah. So to pull in one table. So the next thing I need to do is I need to get my month to date. Now, before I continue, I will just want to walk us through all of the time dimension. I will just briefly, because our time is fast spent. Let me share a minute, share again. Let me share my entire screen so that I don't miss out. Yeah, so I don't miss out. Okay, I'm back to the slide. Now, what are the major the functions we'll be talking about? For about the date add, it helps to move your date table. So what we are doing here is we are just trying to walk around. We are moving. What this function helps you to do is it helps you to move your calendar table. Because for you to do a measurement, you need to move, you need to filter. It helps you to filter, okay, these are the things I need you. Oh, move my date to last year. So you are commanding. So these are the functions. Functions are just command you give to the system to do. So you can tell the system to do a date between. You are giving it 2 dates. It means calculate the sum, my profit between 2 days. That's what dates between does. Now, dates in period. Now, dates in period will just return those dates. I can try to give some 2 distinct periods, then return those dates to me. So the ones we'll be focusing on is I will look at date month to date, date quarter to date, date year to date, end of month, end of quarter, and end of year. And I'll briefly describe what they all do. What date month today helps to do is it returns the dates in the month up to the last date visible. So what it does is when you say date month to date, you are telling the system that okay, go back, go to the date table, to the default date table, extract and give me those days. Now, when it gets those days from month till date means the beginning of the month, which is first, till today's date. Unfortunately, today is first, so it will only return first. If today was 10th, then it will return day 1 to 10. So it returns day 1 to 10. That's what this function does. Now, if it says returns quarter to date, do not forget that our year is divided into how many quarters? 4 quarters. January, February, March. So April, May, June will be quarter 2. So who can tell me what will be the dates that it will return to the system? If I try to use dates quarter to date, date QTD, I need people to respond in the chat area. What's the beginning date it will return and what's the end date it will return? So if I use dates QTD, what will it return?
I
What will
think
be
it
the
will
first date?
return the current quarter from the first day from the beginning of
Yes.
that current quarter to the last date
Yeah.
in that
Oh,
current quarter.
great. Quarter. Okay. Yes. Bless you. So my quarter begins from, so it will return 1st of April down to, what's today's date? It will return 1st of June. That's what it will do. Quarter QTD. That's what it will go back to the date calendar table to do. Now, what if I say year to date? What will it return? It goes to the table, returns 1st of January, return 1st of January, down to today. That's what it does. That's year to date. All right. Okay. So I want to return back to the slide. The same applicable. Now, what does the function end of month helps you to do? It just gives you the end of this month. It means that as soon as I use end of month, who can give me this today's the date of today's dates, the date of the end of this month? Apologies. Yes, the date of the end of this month. Who can help me with that? Yes. So when I use, your screen is static. Why is my screen static? What's the problem? Let me do that again. Let me cancel what I'm sharing. Stop sharing and reshare. Entire screen. Okay. Beautiful. 3006. No, not we are okay. Beautiful. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So that's what it returns. Yeah. People will probably idea now. So what would end of quarter return? What date will end of quarter return? Who would help me? What date will end of quarter return? The function end of quarter. What will it return? End of quarter. End of quarter. What's the end of this quarter? What will it return? What will the function end of quarter return? End of quarter is 30 Is that the end of this quarter? Let's see. April, May, June. Beautiful. Yeah, that's it. That's what end of quarter returns. End of year will return, everyone should know. That's the 31st of December 2024. Beautiful. All right. So that's what this end of helps to return. Are we together? Okay, great. So the first date, we have done end. So this also helps to return the first dates in the current context in the specified column of dates. So as we have done end, we also have one that helps you to return the first dates of whatever, of whatever command you have passed into it. So and so on and so forth. Because our time is so limited, this can also help you to return the next day. It means I can get the next day of today. What will be the next day of today? The next day of today will be what? 2nd of June. Beautiful. Okay. So what will be the next month of this month? The next month of this month will be July. That's what the next month returns. Next quarter and also next year. So these are functions that, Another important function I will talk about here is the parallel period. Now, we'll use the parallel period. What the parallel period helps you to do is tell me the same date I have last year. So who can tell me this date last year? That's parallel period. So it depends. So it returns a column of date that represents a parallel period parallel to the date in the specified column. So when I say return a parallel period of quarter to date. Now look at what it will do. Now the system will first check what's my quarter to date. So what will give me my quarter to date is we check my quarter to date will start from first, my quarter to date. Let me open a notepad here. So my quarter to date will return January, February, March, April. It will return 1st of April, 2024, down to date. Today's date is 1st of June, 2024. When you use parallel period, you will specify. We'll go through all of them. You will specify what do you want me to return parallel period of these guys for the previous year. So when I do parallel period of previous year, what it simply returns is it returns 1st of April. Last year is 2023 down to 1st of June 2023. That's what it does to the system. That's for parallel period. So parallel period helps us to do a lot of measure. So what will parallel period, when I say parallel period, when I'm using the parallel period for previous quarter to date. So what it will do is this. It will check. Don't forget that this is my quarter to date. This is my quarter to date here. So I can use parallel period for quarter to date. So what it will do is it goes to the quarter to date. Okay, let me do parallel period month to date or year to date. Let me do parallel period year to date. So I would have my year to date. My year to date is supposed to return, the normal year to date is supposed to return 1st of January 2024, right? From 1st of January 2024 to 1st of June 2024. So what parallel period year to date would help to specify when I specify that my year is last year? What it helps you to do is it will check 1st of January 2023 down to 1st of June 2023. I hope what I've done here is clear. Although we're implementing that, I just needed to explain some of the why we use some of these things and its usage. Am I able to explain parallel period? Anybody? I still have same period last year. So almost related to same period. Same period last year just gives you these dates last year. That would be 1st of June 2023. That's what it does. All right. So parallel period, I understand the theory, but we'll move to the practical very soon. I understand the theory of parallel period. Thumbs, let me hear yes from, okay, yes. All right, great. Okay, so I can move on. Okay, so these are the things we'll look at. Yeah, previous months, previous quarter, previous year. Now we want to implement them, the practical aspect. I'm returning back here. So I want to create a new measure. Now what I want to do is I'm coming to my sales table. Instead of doing sum, I can decide to say I need to get a sum of, I want to get, okay, from the beginning of when the data started till what we have, what is the total sum? Yeah, so I can do new measure. I will do my total profits. Here, total profit becomes my sum. Sum gives me the sum of all, gets the date table, and also the column. That's the profits. Yeah, so I get total sum of all of my profits. So I can get this card. Let me impute total sum, total profit. So all of the total profit I have in that table is 95.91 billion. Now, how do I get the profit I made in January? Which one have I made in May? I can express them in form of a table, right? Yeah, I can express it in form of a table. I can express it in form of a chart. Okay, so I can decide to do this. Let me go back to my dates table. Let me make my dates table visible. New column. Yeah, don't hide it. So I can see it. Okay, so another thing I can do here is I need to create a bar chart. Create a bar chart of how has my profit been. You click on the total profits, it gives you total profits. I come to my date table. When you hit on this, it gives you, yeah, so it gives you an auto hierarchy. You can manually edit this hierarchy yourself. You might not be pleased with, I only want to show year and quarter. If I want to show year and quarter alone, as soon as you click on the date you have told Power BI to identify that as your date table. So it will help you do that. You understand that, oh, this guy will need year, quarter, month, and day. There is no week there, but we can impute week. We'll look at that. So if I only want to see just the year and month, I don't want to show quarter. Yeah, so I have this. I impute my data label, just turn on the data label, so I can see, yeah, that, yeah, this is the amount I've made in May down to my current month. Okay, so this also tells me the year. This, yeah, so 2023 ends here, ex-ferial 2. So if I want to show just quarter and year only, what I simply do is I come here to my date hierarchy. My date hierarchy is clicked here. Wait, oh, do you understand how I got here? Let me take it like that. You understand how I got here? I just need thumbs up, yes, from the chat area, so that I'm not rushing, and thumbs up. Oh, yes, great. 620. Okay, great. Thank you. So I can decide to add the quarter. When I add the quarter, I can decide to remove the month. So it's only showing year and quarter. So this is only possible because I've been able to get my time dimension correctly. Yeah, so without time dimension, I will not be able to do this. So I can decide to put the month and also decide to go down to day. So it gives me day of the year. It depends. Some persons would like to see it as a line graph. Yes. So it depends. Some persons might decide to say, okay, I want to see it day by day. How is it growing? So I can see the trend. Am I making progress? I can see. Yeah. So I can decide to remove day and just do month only. So I can see, oh, I made the most profit in June and in December. I can see that here. And my profit is declining. So something must be done. Oh, why do I made a lot of profit here? Could it be because of festive period? Yeah. So that's more detailed things we can also do. All right. That's one thing. That's the date table helps you to do first. Yeah. So another thing very important that we need to measure is cards. This is for visuals. I can try to return this to, yeah, to this guy here. Now, another important thing is how can I can manually impute many things. I can tweak many things. I can decide to put my week number. This is not allowing me to do week number, but I think I have week number here. So I can decide to create an hierarchy. There's what we call hierarchy here. So what the hierarchy does is it helps you to create. For example, in your organization, you can decide to create hierarchy. What are the hierarchy from I think it depends on the kind of organization. If you use level or you use, okay, for example, I'm analyst one. From analyst one reports to maybe your analyst two reports to manager reports to the CEO, that kind of hierarchy. So it's also applicable for dates too. I can decide to start my hierarchy with year. So I can start my hierarchy, make this year. I'm coming to my far right. Don't summarize. I don't like to summarize. Don't summarize. It will, each time you see this summation, it means it's seeing it as a number. So just tell it not to summarize. Don't summarize. Yeah. So it identify it as a category and not an ordinal number. Yeah. Okay. Don't summarize. Don't summarize. Okay. So I come to my here. I hope I was able to explain how I got here. I click here. You see create hierarchy. You want to create your own hierarchy. You see create hierarchy. When I create my hierarchy, it comes here. It creates here as an hierarchy. Now I want to create my hierarchy to be year, quarter, month, week, and day. Right? Those are the hierarchies we can have. Except you want to add more. I don't think we still have more aside year, quarter, month. So I can try to do that manually. I come to my quarter. This is the quarter number. Yeah, so I click on here, add to hierarchy. My year hierarchy, it drops here. That's my quarter number. I can then decide to go to my after quarter is month. Month number. No, let me do the full month. Click here, add to hierarchy, year hierarchy. I can then decide to go to my week number. I go to week num, add to hierarchy, it drops it in the week hierarchy, then decide to come to my day, then I insert it here, add to hierarchy, add to year hierarchy. So I can rename all of this. Week, I don't have to see week num, month, I just see quarter. So I've created my hierarchy. The other one didn't have week, so I can just decide to call this my calendar hierarchy, or just call it, yeah, just call it, I like to give it YQMWD. What I'm trying to tell you is that this hierarchy represents year, quarter, month, week, day. The one automatically created by Power BI didn't have week. So I want to introduce week now. So I'll cancel this, insert my new hierarchy. I have all of my hierarchies now. So I want to show year, quarter, month. I want to show it down to week. Or I want to remove my year and just show week only. So it gives me the year. This is week 1. Yeah, 2024. This is let me sort this guy. Sort axis according to incoming. Yeah, another important thing is you can see that this week are scattered. Let me impute them back and I'll show you how to sort them. Let me impute day. Let me remove this. Let me remove. Yes. When you see the month are scattered, yes, you can see the year too are scattered, 2023, 2024, 2023, 2022. So when you experience this kind of thing, now what happens is that you need to arrange them. Power BI doesn't understand, since this is the automated one. If you use this, it's an intelligence, it auto detect it, but you need to arrange. So what you simply do is you come back first. I understand how to create hierarchy on my calendar. A thumbs up or I get a yes. Let me check the chat area so that I know we are covering. Yes, do I get a yes? Okay, yes, good, thank you. So the next thing I would be doing is where is it here? Okay, okay, please, Malga, if how many minutes left do I have? How many minutes left do I have?
I think you should take your time since we are recording. So
okay,
whoever wants to leave can leave, so we can, since we are recording, we are still going to post it on the YouTube page.
All right, great. I just need to be sure. Yeah, all right, thank you. So what I can do next is I come to the year. I need to sort it. I need to do a sorting. Now, how do I do a sorting? I come to my year. You say sort by. You should sort by year automatically. Sort my year by year. What other things do I need sorting? I need my quarter to sort. I need quarter to sort. I'm sorting my quarter by my quarter number. So the reason why I created a quarter number is I can't sort. I can only sort with a number. I can't sort with an alphanumeric column. This is an alphanumeric column because it's seeing it as Q, is alphabet. So I would sort quarter by quarter num. So that's what I do. I click on this sort by, I look at the quarter num. So I've already done that sorting. It sorts it for me. The next thing I need to do is I need to sort my month. So I'm sorting my month by my month number. So that's the reason when we create month, we also create the month number. Yeah, so I'm sorting my month by the month number. Did I import the month number? Day of month, week number. Yes, month number. So I come here, I click on that column. I want to sort my month. Sort column by, then you click on month number. Yeah, where's the month number? Yeah. So I sorted my month number. Now I need to sort my week. Week should be auto-sorted because it's a number. So sort by week number. Yeah. So let's come back here and yeah, sort axis by not profits, but by the data I have. Let me do this again. Yes, so I have them in order now. Yes, so I have them in order now. I click on this, then I set sort by the year, quarter, and month. So because I've done all of those sorting backend, so when it comes here, it sorts. This is 2023. These guys, I have these guys as dotted lines. Yeah, so the dotted lines, let me see, I can zoom in. Yeah, so this is 2023. Second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So I can decide to do, I only want to see my year and quarter. I don't want to see months. So it tells me, yeah, this is 2023. 2024, let me resort because I've changed. So sort by quarter again, in descending or in ascending order. So it resorts it again. So each time you are removing or adding any other, so everyone, I can sort my calendar. You can manually sort. What this does for you is auto-sorted. But peradventure you need it. So I can manually sort my date hierarchy. Yes, on the chart area. As soon as I get to 3 years, I move on. Let me check my chart area. I can manually sort. Yes, I only have 1 year. I can manually sort. Or do you want me to retake it? I can manually sort my year, months, dates, whatever week. I can manually sort. Yes. God bless you. Thank you. Okay. We've been able to do manual sorting ourselves. So the next thing to do is now we want to do some few calculations. How can I measure performance? I should be able to see performance, my month to date, my previous month to date. I should be able to see, okay, am I performing better than the previous month? So these are the things that your senior management want to see in any dashboard. In fact, your first page should be like a summary. You know, your dashboard, you would, so the dashboard should contain report from the would contain snapshots of different reports from your dashboard. So the first page, your landing page, will focus on how is the health of my business. That's what they want to see. Now, how do we create that? I go to my all measures. I've talked about, so I click on this, a new measure. When I create a new measure, I call that measure month to date profits. I'll call it my month to date profits. Let me zoom in. All right, so my current month to date, we are talking about profits. What's my current month to date profits? Now, how do I achieve my current month to date? Wait, hold on. I'm still. Did I lose my screen?
Yes,
Hi, everyone.
we share.
Okay. Give me a minute. This guy here. Okay. Let me reshare again. Yeah, I can see my shared screen. I need a thumbs up or a yes. Okay, good. So I also said that if we need to do any calculation, you want to instruct Power BI to do some calculations for you. It's always nice to use the calculate function, right? So what are your expressions? You want to do a filter, calculate this for me between last year and this year. whatever calculations you want to do, you call the function calculate. It helps you to evaluate whatever calculations you need there. Now, what do I need? I need my total month to date. So there's a function. So there's a function built, an inbuilt function. You don't have to write the whole DAX to do that. That's my total month to date. Now, what does your total month to date needs? When you use every function, Power BI gives you an int of what are the things you are passing in. So it's telling you the expression and also gives you the definition. What do you want to express? And you need to point me to the dates to use. So very importantly, I need to get my total profit. I already have it as a measure. I found my total profit as a measure, so I can call it directly. I can do my total profit. Then I'm calling the date. What dates of do you want me to calculate the total MTD for? You have given me the date. I don't know the date because the system, you need to instruct it. So you are telling it to go and check the date month to date is another function. Go and check date month to date of my calendar table. So I need this. The first is, what is the expression? What do you want to do? Oh, I want to find my total profit. What is the date I'm looking at? The date you are looking at is date month to date. That's the date MTD. That's the date month to date. Now, the date month to date, you have to point me to how the date month to date works. He's telling you that my date month to date means, oh, excuse me, my date month to date, what are the times you need to pass in? You need to pass the date table to it. Yeah, so very important. I need to pass in my date. That's my date. So I'm passing this guy. I have two functions. I'm passing what expression do you want me to do? Get the total month to date of what? Of my total profit. Period, the date month to date. So it goes, because it's identified that this date, this is the date column in the date table, is smart. Yeah, that's the time intelligence you have called it to. So when you hit enter, it should automatically add all of the columns and do the calculations for you. Yes. So when I come here and I create a new card, I come here, I do my current month to date. Yeah. So I'm having a blank, and I'll explain why I'm having a blank. Yeah, so I'll explain why I'm having a blank. The reason I'll be having a blank is I've not pulled in records for this month. The record I had stopped at last month. Huh? Because usually on for the business, you run a refresh, probably it's automated. The refresh will run at the end of, so it's at the end of today. At the end of today, it's tomorrow you get records for the end of today. So it depends on wherever you find yourself. Some records are live, so it gives you the records that you have. So this will be blank, but because when you write blank, it looks so absurd to the users. So how do we clear this blank? Instead of telling me write return blank, just put +0. So it means that whatever I'm having, just tell me that there's nothing here, because my last record it's pulling here is 31st of 31st of the previous month. That's the last record I have. That's why I have my current month to date. So let's look at quarter month to date. How would quarter month to date work? Almost similar to this. It uses the same formula. Before I move on, I understand my month to date, how to get month to date. I need a thumbs up, yes, in the chat area. I understand how month to date works. Yes. I've not gotten any yes. It means I should retake it. Is that what it means? If I get 3 years, I move on. 2. How many persons do we have on the call? Oh, 28 participants. Oh, great. Oh, beautiful. I have 3. Great. Thank you. So I can move on. Okay. So my date month to date is clear. Now I want to do quarter to date. When I do quarter to date, prepare yourself. You get me the formula for year to date. All right. So for I'm here. Okay. So that's my current month to date. So I'm using the same approach. My new measure, I want to get my current quarter to date. So my current quarter to date, the same thing. Call your calculate function. Mr. Calculator, come and calculate this for me. So what do you want to calculate? It's telling you what expression. Expression means what do you want to calculate? All right. So I want to get my total QTD. That's a function. That's my total. I need to exit this. Okay. So my total QTD, which is my total quarter to date. Now, total quarter to date of what? What is the expression of what you want to get? I want to get the sum. Initially, I already had the sum, but this time around, I just want to call it. So do the sum of my total profits. Get the sum of my total profits. Then as soon as you get the sum of my total profit, it's telling you that you have done expression. When it is blue, expression is valid. So give me, what date should I look at? What date should I look at? Now, the date you should look at is my QTD. Yeah, look at my date QTD. That's a function we'll be using, date QTD. We don't have this guy. Okay. And check my date quarter to date. And what's the next? What am I passing here? I'm passing my date table, and the column is usually, so it will always reference something. It will always reference. So what date am I using? I'm using my date table. This is my date table. Don't forget, I hope you understand how to identify a date table. So each time you see this, that's why I said it's very important you mark your date table. So this, each time you see this symbol, it tells me that this is my selected date table. That's it. So my quarter to date, my quarter to date matrix is calculated. This is my current quarter to date. Let's see if this works. I create a new measure. Let me move this guy. It's my total profit up here. Current month to date. I create a new card. I drag my quarter month to date to it. Hold on. Oh, have I created? Another important thing is I need, have I created this relationship? Oh, yeah, sure. Current quarter to date, maybe needs sales profits. Okay. What's the problem? Calculates quarter to date, QTD, date table, missing anything. I should have a value here. Check sum of sales profits. Okay, a minute. Let me bring this out in form of a table. So this should work. Minutes. Okay. Let me do another calculation. Let me refresh this table. This one is okay. Hold on. Select new measure. Create total profit for previous months. Previous month for date month to dates. Date table. There's nothing wrong with this date table. Oops, it should be dates. What's the problem? Just give me a minute. Let me restart this guy. Previous month to dates. Total profits and okay, let me check this node. I'm doing it. Let me check. Total QTD. Get this up. Someone did table and date key. That's all. So what's the problem? Something wrong with this date table. Let me check. Sorry, a minute. I'm trying to check what the challenge could be. It's marked as date table. So what's the problem? It's marked as date table. I didn't mark it before. It's marked. So what's the challenge? month to date should work. That's a problem. Total month to date. To date. Okay. Total to date. Total to date expression. Total to date expression date key. Sorry, I need to. I'm using this complex formula. I'm using this. Ah. I had to do some date table. So what's the problem? Total profits then date table. It's very long. I tamper with anything here. Okay, let me do. Okay. Okay. I know where the problem is. Apologies. My date table, I did till today. I did till apologies. My date table, I did till end of the year. So he went to calculate. Apologies, I was tweaking this. He went to month to date of December, and he's calculating the date of October, November, December. Yes. So yeah, apologies for this. I didn't check this. I done yeah. It's what happened is this. My I did a year this year at a year of today. I'm supposed to look at month of today. So look at month of today and look at day of today. This was where the problem came from. And look at day of today. Apologies. Yeah, so I think it should be back now. Aha. Yes, so that was the challenge. Yeah, apologies. I just because there's a lot about date table. If you don't get the date table, you will just be looking like what's wrong. So the problem was here. While I was tweaking this, I didn't return it. So what he did was he went to December and calculated month to date of December. He calculated month to date of December. And he calculated the quarter to date. So quarter to date of December will be October, November, December. Because I don't have October, November, December data here, so it's returning blank. Now there are manual methods because there are times our date key are funny. So I will talk us through how to use the manual method to do this calculation because when you do some automated method, it's not flexible. Yes, so this is excuse me, this is fixed now. So I can get my current month to date. My current month to date will return 0 because I don't have will return 0. Let me do quarter to date, select new measure. my quarter to date will be the same as my current month to date. So it'll be the same as the current quarter to date. So I'm only changing this to QTD, and that's it. Yeah. So this is my quarter to date. Apologies for that. Let me return back to, let me see the chat area. You want me to retake that and the reason I ran into that error? Do we understand? What's coming? Almost 2 hours. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I'll just copy paste all of the formulas that we have because time is not on our side. Yeah. So I'll just copy paste all of the formulas we have for the month. Yeah. The same thing. We'll do quarter to date, and for previous quarter to date, almost same formula. Let me rush that. I will not do for every one of them. I'll only do for month to date, previous month to date. Rounding this up already. So let me measure.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? I think Johnson's network is... okay. Okay. It's almost 2 hours, and I know people are people are really tired. Like, thank you so much, Johnson. You've really done a lot, like a lot today. I really appreciate it. Next week, Saturday, we are going to be having Akin Jole Bolaji, and we'll take out tax formulas part 2. And upper Saturday is going to take us Dark Studio and Power BI. So please don't miss anyone. Thank you so much, Johnson. I will share everything with you guys. Everything you need from Johnson, I will share it with you. I will share everything with you. If you have any questions, please ask on that Google Classroom so that I will have Johnson there so that he could answer any questions you have. Thank you very much, anyone. Johnson, is there any other thing you want to tell them before you go? Brother Johnson? Okay. On the Google Classroom.
Yes, I can hear you. So I will just do a copy paste of all of the DAX formula that we needed, and so we are.
Okay, thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you. So you can send it to me, so I'll forward it to them.
Yes.
But can I add it to that Google Classroom?
People can play around them. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. So guys,
okay, no problem.
Go and rest. For those that are joining us on the Excel class again, maybe I should give us the 20 minutes to rest. We start by 8:20 for the Excel class. Thank you, everyone. Bye.